National Hospital Insurance Fund be charged following the arrest on Friday evening over a multi-million shillings come. Now, the parastatal's Chief Executive Officer, that is Geoffrey Mwangi, and Finance Director Wilbert Kurgat will be arraigned in court today after the DPP approved their prosecution. Now, in a statement, DPP Nordin Haji recommended that the fund's CEO and his Director of Finance will be charged with conspiracy to defeat justice and disobedience of lawful orders. According to the DPP, between September 26th and 27th, an investigation team led by Chief Inspector of Police, that is Nefat Marubu, conducted searches at the offices and private residences of senior NHIF officers, where several documents were recovered and retained by the officers. Now, Francis Ontomwa is on this story for us and now joins us live from the Milimani Law Court. So, Ontomwa, good morning. Kindly paint for us a picture of what we expect to transpire at the Milimani Law Courts.
Well, good morning. Massive expectations here from the Milimani Law Courts, and this is today a case that will be touching on almost all households here in the country, given that Kenyans contribute to the important National Hospital Insurance Fund. And two top officials, that is the CEO, Geoffrey Mwangi, and Wilbert Kurgat, the Finance Director, are expected any moment to take their place here in the dock in the Anti-Corruption Court, of course, to answer to charges of conspiring to defeat justice. They try to obstruct investigators, that is according to what has been brought here before court. They will be charged for obstruction of justice. There are investigators from the Ministry of Health that were supposed to do a probe into this multi-million rather scandal, and there was an attempt by these two top officials to obstruct justice according to the charges that will be put here before court. And therefore, any moment from now, we will be making our way to the court, back to the courtroom to listen to what, rather to the plea taking that will be taking place. And thereafter, of course, there will be the question of bond. They will be putting a question before court that they be allowed to be released on bond after they were arrested last Friday. As we indicated, this is, of course, many Kenyans have had a lot of problems with NHIF from the question of having difficulties accessing these funds. So many of them that maybe there could be a connection to what we are just about to listen here in court. And of course, again, there are two faces of this particular case. The first case is this question of obstruction of justice, and then there will be the second part where a software development company, that is WebTribe Limited, has also been implicated in this particular syndicate. They were paid fraudulently millions of shillings, and this is what the court will be out to determine. Of course, at this particular juncture, we've had reports that some of the investigators have even been threatened by some people within the NHIF, and this matter has already been had and handled by the CS in charge of health, that is Cecily Kariuki, who has already moved to the DCI to register these complaints and say that there needs to be a thorough probe on these death threats that have been emerging to investigators within the Ministry of Health. And therefore, at this moment, we are seeing crowds moving into the courtroom, of course, ready to follow this particular case. Geoffrey Mwangi and Wilbert Kurgat are already within the court premises, and they will be making their way before the Anti-Corruption Court to take plea to these charges.
Right, and Toma, before I let you go in a minute, kindly, in case you have details of the documents, the details of that document, the documents that were recovered at the residences and also the office.
Well, at this moment, I am yet to get hold of those documents, but what has been reported is that there are payment vouchers, crucially important payment vouchers that were supposed to have been availed to investigators, and that is precisely what investigators say Mwangi and Kurgat tried to obstruct them from getting this document. Reason why they will be pulled here to the court to answer to this first phase of this particular case, why they were denying investigators to access to these documents, because this is part of what the government wanted to consolidate as evidence before they move in to begin this case in earnest. So the first phase will have the two top officials here in court to explain why they are having difficulties in giving those particular important documents. Then thereafter, there are some more officials, top officials of NHIF that could number up to 14 that will also be brought here before court now for the case to begin in earnest to answer to these fraud charges. Millions are said to have been lost fraudulently at the top of the insurer, and therefore that is the matter that we will be, of course, gluing our eyes and our focus to be able to bring you the details.
All right. Thank you so much. That is Francis Ontomwa right there for us at the Milimani Law Courts. Now we cross